Welcome back to building the entirety of Disneyland in Survival Minecraft. This video is pretty crazy. I built a lot, my friends and I built a lot, I guess I should say, and it's really awesome. You're not gonna want to miss this. This is probably gonna be the longest video to date, so just stick around. I don't have a good transition to the time lapse. Just roll the time lapse. Roll the time lapse. Alright, so I am currently redoing parts of the castle. I didn't like the way it turned out at first, so I'm just fixing it up a little, and I'm also building the side towers just to add on to it, and I will get back to that later. But now I'm clearing out the land behind it just to get ready for Fantasyland. I'm doing this with an efficiency 5 pickaxe and shovel, netherite shovel and pickaxe, and I'm also doing it with a beacon, which makes it a lot faster. I can insta-mine stone with that, which actually makes it faster than TNT, which is awesome. Now I am building the moat surrounding the castle. I decided to make the surface of the water, like the bottom part, black terracotta. I just thought it blended well with water on top of it. Now I'm doing the little pathways that lead to the side of the castle with some foliage and bushes just to make it look nice. I'm not a big fan of how that circular thing on the ground turned out. I might fix it in the future. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just filling in the empty space, you know, where the little hub area is. So now this is where it gets interesting. I am building the pathway leading to the Matterhorn. I do actually start building the Matterhorn today, and I think you're all gonna really like the way it looks. You probably have already seen it in the thumbnail, but I'm just building all the trees that separate the pathway in the castle, which I think turned out really nicely. And then, just like other bushes and stuff. This is the other side of the pathway where the wishing well is, with like the Snow White statue and stuff. I think this turned out really well. I'm really happy with it. And now I'm kind of just filling in the gaps, finishing the castle on the right side, building those towers, and I finish it off with, you know, the foliage and stuff, and I think it turned out really well. I'm happy. Guys, what is my friend Alex building? Like, what is this even supposed to be? This is the weirdest looking thing I've ever seen. This looks like something Mumbo Jumbo would build in one of his videos. He also built, and ignore all the snow, he also built a slime farm for his thing right there. Pretty interesting. He built whatever the heck this is, I don't know. He's basically built all of the things that have helped me to get what I need, to put it simply. I really didn't know which part of the video to add this time-lapse in. This is just a time-lapse of my friend Saucy building the industrial looking roof for Main Street, and I love the way it turned out, so shout out to Julian for helping me do that. I have just spent the last 2 hours completely reorganizing my little storage situation. So this is the result right here. I have labeled almost every chest. The ones down here I obviously can't label. Basically everything necessary to build Disneyland in Minecraft and not clutter up everything else. I also want to show you guys the updated storage base that Alex is working on. Once he finishes this, I will slowly transfer everything to this base right here. As you can see, he's decorated it a little and it looks fabulous. I'm sure you guys are wondering, you moved all the chests and this park is so big, how are you supposed to get stuff? Like, let's say you're missing something, how are you supposed to like go back and forth from all the way to there to here all the time? The answer is shulker boxes. My thought process is, I'll give you guys an example right here. Here's the Fantasyland Fair, which I'm about to build, and you will all see in the time lapse. So here's the Fantasyland Fair. I can get a pretty decent idea on the block palette by looking at the street view. So I see this block, or I see this right here. I could build with sandstone, a lot of dark oak, maybe some cobblestone for the walls, prismarine, and some slabs. Maybe, yeah, some grass blocks, leaves, bars for the little guardrail right there, some stairs, some nether brick fences for the tops of like the steeples. Now that I have a general idea as to which blocks I'll be using, I will get a few stacks of each. Might want to get some stone bricks. I'm just trying to think ahead of like the certain textures that I'll be building with, you know. How am I gonna approach that? I might get a few furnaces that I'll use in case I need to make stone. I'll get some bricks. I'm noticing some brick textures, and I'll just start moving all this to the shulker box. And I'm ready to build. I'm ready to build. Let's do this. Roll the time lapse. Okay, so before I start building the Fantasyland Fair, I do need to build the pond that is right in front of it, just so that the measurements and everything are even, and I make sure that just everything looks good. So, yeah, I'm building some trees and making sure that everything looks nice. I think I'm getting the hang of trees. You know, it's not easy doing it in creative mode. So, I mean, I'm sure you can imagine what sort of challenge it would be for me to do it in survival mode, but I think I'm learning. So, I'm building the pathway leading up to it. And this is the main ground pattern for the Fantasyland Fair, and there's like the Rapunzel Tower in the center. I thought a hopper would suffice. So there's like a meet and greet area that I'm building the line for. I ended up not finishing it, but I will get around to it at some point, I promise. It's just, you know, stuff like that is, you don't have as much focus on it as like, you know, say a main attraction, which is fine, but I do need to get around to finishing that. But working on the left side of the castle, you know, the towers and the side wall, just making sure to fill in all of that space so that there aren't any gaps. And right here, I'm about to build some pretty big trees. These are my first, like, big trees. So, let me know what you think. I did my best. I know they're kind of funny looking, but, I think once I get around to building, like, say, Adventureland, the trees will start looking a lot better. But now I'm really starting to build the area, the Fantasyland Fair area, the medieval looking buildings. And if you're wondering why there are mangrove trees behind the buildings, it's because I needed mangrove wood to work on some of this area along with other areas. So yeah, this area was pretty interesting. I mean, I'm not the best at building small things at an angle. It's a pretty difficult thing. Now I'm building the like the fair looking tent that they have the shows in. It is a little small. It's a little smaller than the one in real life, so hopefully no one notices. Here's the Matterhorn tree. This is one I've been not looking forward to building because it's like one of the biggest trees in the park. So it looks a little weird like the other ones, but you know, hopefully I can get better. And here's the entrance to Frontierland. I really like the way this turned out. I thought it was awesome, and I'm kind of just building. There's like a pathway that goes from Fantasyland Fair to the Frontierland, so loving the way it looks and just building some trees. So yeah, I mean, that's about everything. So now it's time to start building Adventureland. Alright everyone, it has come to my immediate attention that I am in need of a better wheat farm. As you can see, I've used up all of my wheat making mud bricks, and I need more, and I can't get more because I don't feel like using bone meal on all of this. So, I need to make an automatic farm. I've never built an automatic wheat farm before, but now I have. Here's a time lapse of me doing it. Here you go. It's me building it. Guys, I just found a thing online, and I think it works a lot better than the farm that I haven't even tested yet. Does this crazy thing with the piston, and then you just supposedly, yeah. Then you just hold right click here. Look at how much wheat I'm getting from just holding right click. Pretty overpowered. It's noisy, but it's overpowered. I doubt this is gonna be as good as the one we just saw before, but I guess we'll see. So we just press this button and yeah, water comes down, and the one downside is we do have to replant everything. So overall, I think this one is a little slower than the smaller one we just made. So I don't really know if it's gonna be worth it, and then, you know, it takes all of this time to refill the farm. It's like just not as convenient. I think I like the smaller one. I guess we should roll the time lapse since we're gonna start the entrance to Adventureland now. Yeah, just roll that around. Okay, this area was tons of fun to build. I've always loved Adventureland. It's like one of my favorite parts of the park, right behind New Orleans Square. So I was really excited to do this, but I didn't want to rush into it. So the entrance is different from like 5 years ago. So what I did is, instead of building the newer entrance, which I'm not a big fan of, I sort of blended the two entrances from like 5 years ago and now, and I think it looks really good. You can't even tell the difference, honestly. I think it's pretty awesome. This video probably feels like stop and go traffic. You're at a green light, and then there's a red light, and then a green light, and then a red light, and it's just a non-stop cycle where you're watching a time lapse, and then it's me talking, time lapse talking, but you know what? I'm cool with that. It is now time for the transitional period, where I go from small builds that no one cares about to pretty awesome builds that people are probably gonna care about. So, I don't know, that's really all I wanted to say. I just wanted to let you know that this is like a transitional part of the video where I go from like super, All right, here we go. This is it. This is where it really gets exciting. I am clearing out what is soon to be the Matterhorn bobsleds. You heard me right, the Matterhorn bobsleds. I'm really excited to do this. It is a long, exciting thing I've been waiting to do. So, I'm really ambitious about this one. As you can see, I'm outlining the queue at the very end over there, and very soon you will see me outline the mountain itself. I was very particular with outlining this. I was as careful as possible. Wanted to make sure that I wasn't off. I haven't had the best luck building the Matterhorn before. I've built it 3 times, and each time hasn't been the best, so I think this one is, after seeing the finished result, I think it's the best one. So I did start building like the lower half, and then I realized, I should probably build the track before I do any of the mountain itself, so I did that. Admittedly, you're gonna find out later, the track sucks, and you know, it's just, you know, I'm not very good with track layouts and stuff, but I do end up realizing that it sucks later on, and I am gonna redo it, so don't worry. And so yeah, I should probably already get this out of the way, that the bottom half of the Matterhorn was built by me, and the top half is going to be built by my friend Wyatt, who has built the Matterhorn before. It's very impressive, so I'm excited for you all to see what he has done. It's pretty awesome. So I'm going to stop talking for now, and I'm just going to let the time-lapse play.
Look how beautiful it is. And this is just half of it. Actually, and maybe it's a quarter. I think it's a quarter of it. I freaking went crazy with this. If y'all didn't know, Jacob keeps calling me autistic for doing this.
He kind of is.
Because I memorized every single little crack on this. But y'all know I built a 100% accurate Matterhorn, so y'all can't call me autistic for being real with y'all.
I mean, it's accurate. Am I concerned about his mental health? Maybe a little. But you know what? If I get a good Matterhorn out of it, then do I really have to complain?
This is what I call base 1. Right up here. This is where I get all my materials for the snow and everything.
Nice. It's like climbing
So
Mount
pretty.
Everest.
No, seriously. So this is like where I sleep. This is my sleeping quarters. This is my bed right here. Very beautiful.
Wow, looks very comfortable.
This is the south side of the mountain. This is like what I like to call the cheekbones. So if we fly out, you'll look and you'll see Matterhorn has these very two distinct cheekbones that it likes to have.
Okay, the time lapse would probably be playing by now, so that's it. I'm not recording anymore. This is a time lapse. It is. It's a time lapse of me getting quartz, because what I'm about to build is gonna need a ton of it. Can you guess what it is? If you guessed Space Mountain, then yeah, you're correct, you're right. Alright, I have a lot to show you guys. This is crazy. So, basically, I've done probably like 3 videos worth of work and condensed it into one. A lot has happened. Obviously, the first thing is the Matterhorn. I did not build this. My friend Wyatt did, and it looks really good. Like, so good that, I mean, I'm not gonna touch it when he's finished because I'm already so impressed. So yeah, first and foremost, that is one of the biggest things. And the second thing, I mean, I shouldn't even try to hide it. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Is that... It's so cool, man. I love the way Space Mountain turned out. I'm so impressed. I didn't think I would be able to make it look that good, seeing as though it's survival mode and we're limited with resources, and oh my goodness, I'm so excited to actually start building the inside of it. But this has to be like the highlight of the video, in my opinion. It's so cool looking. I love it so much. It couldn't have turned out better. It was a tedious project. As you can see, I did also start doing the backstage area. I cleared out 5 blocks deep just so that we had enough room for everything. And looks like we have this guy right here has been absolutely killing it with clearing out land. I wish I could have done a time lapse of him doing this, because the amount of land he has cleared out within the span of one weekend is so insane. I am so impressed. This is days worth of work, and he does it like it's nothing, and I'm so grateful that he's been doing this, because this saves me so much time. And it's not just this area he cleared out, he also cleared out, you all remember the huge mountain that was here? He cleared out not just the mountain, but like a ton of the hills between behind it. And in case you guys don't remember, there was a huge ravine right here he filled in as well. Yeah, this one. Oh, I don't want to die right now, but yeah, he has been doing amazing work. So shout out to Alex for just killing it. I guess moving on to the smaller things, here is the entrance to Adventureland. I'm more than satisfied with how this turned out. I did start building the walkway, towards like the inside, but I decided not to completely go through with that yet. Here is the entrance to Frontierland. Again, I started like the walkway towards the inside, but decided not to go through with it. As you can see, this pine tree is kind of right smack in the middle of where I built this building. The pine tree came first, and I had to build this, and obviously I couldn't build it in a different location, so I just had to build it below this tree, which I will fix at some point. Here is the Fantasyland Fair. I'm not like super happy with how these buildings turned out. I'll probably touch them up in the future. Here's the fair building with a little stage where you can, perform to your heart's content. So I did that. And of course we have our little walkways that go from the hub to Fantasyland. I like how the Matterhorn's peeking out from those trees. And then we have Tomorrowland. This has all been built by my friend Julian, which he's been doing a great job. I've touched it up a little bit. Besides that, he's been killing it. Obviously, he hasn't done the floor design yet, and I have outlined everything for him just so that everything is in order and aligned perfectly with Space Mountain. So shout out to Julian for doing all this good work. Really excited to see how this keeps progressing. So I think that's about it for this video. If you haven't, subscribe, like this video so that we can keep doing this. And yeah, alright. Thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, alright, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.